Welcome to Time to Buy or Sell by Kurt Realtors here, Pacific Group. Today we will be discussing the housing market in Orangevale. Imagine a high-stakes game of musical chairs, but the music stops in, exactly 10 days.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you were trying to buy a house in Orangevale right now, that is just your reality. So, welcome to our deep dive into the local market. Our mission here is to take the absolute latest MLS data, that's the primary database we use to track every single transaction, and basically decode what is actually happening on the ground for you
Yeah.
buyers and sellers.
Yeah, the numbers coming out of Orangevale right now, they paint a really incredibly fast-moving picture. To put that 10-day median time on the market into perspective, the overall California state average is currently sitting at, I think, 29 days.
Wow, 29 days.
Yeah, and Sacramento County is at 25. So Orangevale is moving at more than double the typical speed. We're looking at a market with only about 1.9 months of supply.
Let's break that metric down for a second because, months of supply gets thrown around a lot without much context.
Oh, definitely.
That essentially means if, say, not a single new house went on the market starting today,
Yeah.
Orangevale would completely run out of homes to sell in less than 8 weeks.
Exactly. And that is the exact mechanism driving this whole environment. It creates a heavily seller-leaning market. Out of 21 recently closed listings, 20 sold in under 30 days.
That is just crazy.
Right. And they fetched 99.72% of their list price.
So if homes are vanishing in 10 days, buyers obviously cannot be window shopping. They have to be targeting something highly specific to trigger that kind of frenzy.
Yeah, looking at the data, the sweet spot really seems to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home built around, say, 1976.
Yeah.
And that's sitting at a median closed price of about $575,000.
Okay, $575,000.
Yeah, and that specific price point is the engine driving the speed. At $575,000, Orangevale is highly competitive regionally. You are well below the California statewide median of $830,000.
Right, a huge difference.
But you're just slightly above the Sacramento County median of $545,000. So buyers are getting the established community feel, mature trees, solid schools, all without hitting that astronomical statewide price ceiling.
Wait, hold on, though. The math isn't really mathing here for me. You're saying homes vanish in 10 days, but looking deeper into the neighborhood data, Orangevale Colony is taking like 44 days to sell.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and their median price is higher, right around $605,000. What exactly is happening at that higher price point?
Well, micromarkets behave entirely independently based on local price ceilings. When you cross certain thresholds, like tipping over that $600,000 mark in this specific area, the buyer pool naturally just shrinks.
Makes sense.
Plus, buyers paying that premium are far less willing to compromise. Like if a home at $605,000 needs a new roof or an updated kitchen, those buyers will walk away or, take their time negotiating, which immediately stalls the average days on market.
So the intense urgency is heavily concentrated at that $575,000 median.
Huh?
But why the massive rush right now? We know local employment is a factor, with the Sacramento region sitting at a healthy 4.8% unemployment rate, which gives people the stability to buy. And people are drawn to the lifestyle, the manageable commute and the community amenities. But there has to be a more immediate trigger pushing people to act in 10 days.
It really comes down to rate anxiety. Mortgage rates are currently fluctuating between 6.05% and 6.22%.
Ah, the rates.
Exactly. Because buyers know these rates are incredibly volatile, the moment they secure a rate lock at the lower end of that spectrum, they are practically forced to strike immediately before the math changes on them.
Wow.
Yeah, they aren't just buying a house, they're racing against the clock of their own financing.
And what they are buying is also shifting in potential, right? Because Sacramento County is introducing new zoning laws that support infill development.
Yes, that is huge.
Essentially making it easier to add smaller units, like an accessory dwelling unit, in existing neighborhoods. This isn't about building skyscrapers in the suburbs. It's about legally unlocking hidden square footage.
Right. You aren't changing the footprint of the neighborhood. You are just allowing the existing lots to work twice as hard.
Yeah, like adding a granny flat instead of a massive new subdivision.
Exactly. That is a massive shift for long-term property values. Homeowners can take a classic 1970s lot and maximize its utility, whether it's generating rental income to offset those fluctuating mortgage rates or, creating space for multi-generational living.
It gives the property a whole new layer of economic flexibility.
Yeah, it really does.
It turns a standard single-family home into a highly adaptable asset. Which really leaves us with a critical question to ponder.
Yeah.
If you were watching a lightning-fast 10-day market while mortgage rates are hovering in the low sixes, what happens if those rates dip even slightly below the 6% mark?
That is the big unknown.
Will this already rapid market turn into an absolute frenzy? And more importantly, is your current buying or selling strategy ready for that shift?
That is truly the ultimate question for anyone sitting on the fence today.
Thanks for listening to Time to Buy or Sell. If you have questions about real estate in Orangevale, we're here to help. Reach out to us at Weichert Realtors Sierra Pacific Group. That's Weichert Realtors online at wrspg.com or call 916-619-1971.